As Tyler the Creator once said, I am running out of time. Welcome to 30 for 30. I'm your host, Aiden of Blue Catch Productions, and on this show, I'm attempting to review 30 games in 30 days. For more on the show's concept, be sure to watch the Altered Beast episode first, and then come back to this one. I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys right now. I have not had time to record this at all. I've been doing things all day, from when I woke up all the way to now, and I'm just now getting an opportunity to record this. It's currently 8:38 p.m., so I'm going to record this video, edit it, and try to upload it before 11:59 to stick with the whole 30 for 30 show concept. If I succeeded, let me know down in the comments below, and if I failed, well, it is what it is. We'll just move on to the next day. But with all that being said, obviously today is going to be a bit of a quicker video. We're not going to be doing an ad. Sorry, you'll get one tomorrow. But we are still going to be doing a full-fledged game review. This time, we're going to be taking a look at 1991's Bonanza Bros. The first thing I noticed about Bonanza Bros was the graphics themselves. They remind me a little bit of a Nitrom Flash game. You guys ever visit Nitrom before? They have a beautiful selection of 2D pixel art games that me and my brother used to play all the time. In fact, I could probably do a whole 30 for 30 series just on those Flash games alone. Needless to say, when I first played Bonanza Bros, it immediately reminded me of their style. Yes, Bonanza Bros came first, but I was just surprised at how seamlessly they fit in between the two. The second thing I noticed about Bonanza Bros, though, was the humor, and that was all its own. This game is surprisingly funny, like laugh out loud funny. The aesthetic is kind of cute and charming, but the main characters themselves are absolute doofuses. They're two criminals, basically. You got a tall one and a short one, and they're very clearly based off the Blues Brothers. And anytime the game has an opportunity to joke at them or the enemies that they're fighting, they'll do it. The bros will clown on a bomb guy, or maybe when the bros are trying to sneak and hide, a little fly will fly on top of them. The animation and attention to detail is fantastic throughout, and it really does sell that kind of feeling of maybe a rush job done a little too poorly. They're not exactly masters of their own work. They get into trouble very easily, and it's hard not to like them or laugh at them at the same time. Presentation all around is just gorgeous. The art style is great, the characters are great. The only missing piece, I'd say, would be the music. It's fine, it matches the tone of the game. I just wish there were more memorable tracks of something I can really think about when I think about the game. But I literally just played this today, and I can't think of a single song off the top of my head, so yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's just the one piece that I don't quite like as much. But hey, all that presentation would be for nothing if the gameplay wasn't actually good. I've played my share of charming games, and sometimes they can end up being not as much fun as you would like them to be. Style over substance, if you will. Thankfully though, Bonanza Bros does have some substance and meat on its bones. The setup? You're two criminals who are trying to help the police clean up Badville. In order to do this, you go to various locations, a casino, a mint, a millionaire's mansion, and pick up 5 or so items of incriminating evidence in each stage to turn into the police. You do this for a couple of stages, and then you beat the game. I actually didn't know this, but I found out that in the Japanese version of the game, the premise is different. In that one, you're just criminals and you're just robbing stuff, which is far more simpler and works a lot better. I don't know why here in North America they decided to make them good guys for some reason. This game really does work though from a 2-player perspective. The screen is always split all the time, even if you're playing in single player, and it's just more fun to have the game be played with a friend. I played it mostly in single player. I felt like I missed out on a good bit of the game that way, but I still had a lot of fun. But obviously with 2 players, you can kind of plan your strategy together and work together and take your time through the stage, and that can lead to a lot of laughs. The Bonanza Bros both have a gun that can knock enemies down. That's your main way of incapacitating them, but you can also use the environment to achieve the same effect. If you open a door, you can knock an enemy down on their ass, and sometimes there are these little levers that can crush them and literally flatten them like a pancake. You don't want to be playing this like an action game. You want to use the environment, take your time, and play it almost a little bit like a stealth shooter, waiting for the enemy to be at their most vulnerable position, and then popping a couple of shots back in their head while they're down, and then just running past them and grab the item. But sometimes you don't even have to necessarily use your gun at all. There's different layers, so you can hop back one layer, grab an item, and just walk around them. Turns out they're not that much faster than you as a result. Whether it's the cops, the FBI, the guards, and even attack dogs, the Bonanza Bros are just pretty quick on their feet, I guess, so that works out a whole lot of the time. There's a mini map showing where your items are and where to go. There's a little exit sign at the top of each building, and so you work your way from the bottom all the way to the top. Knowing the layout, when to get the items, and how to best avoid the enemies is your key to success here. This is a game that definitely requires a little bit of patience. You have to wait through it and play it strategically, or you're gonna die. As I was playing the game as it was intended, I was starting to realize I was having a good bit of fun here. I've played Bonanza Bros maybe once or twice before the show itself, and while it was always a cool time, it never really struck me as something all that interesting, but something happened on this playthrough where I finally let it click in my mind. The style was appealing to me, the graphics were appealing to me, and I liked the slower paced gameplay. Bonanza Bros ended up going, as I played, from a 1-star to a 2-star to its final rating, 3 out of 5 stars. Bonanza Bros is nowhere near perfect. In fact, it's really the only time Sega even tried anything like this. There were 2 spin-off games later in the arcades, but those are more puzzlers than anything else. But I kind of wish that Bonanza Bros would come back. This kind of co-op gameplay just hasn't been seen all that much in the gaming industry as of late. And I know Steam now has features where you can play with your buddies online, but nothing quite beats that couch in-person co-op that you can experience with a friend. So if you have Bonanza Bros, either on an emulator or one of the Sega collections, I have Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, that's the version I played. Get a buddy, sit down and play it. Not all these games really work well in co-op, but this is one that is a requirement in co-op. It's not bad in single player, but that's clearly where the strength is. Bonanza Bros is charming, fun, cute, and a whole lot of fun. But that'll do it for this episode of 30 for 30. Again, sorry there was no ad, and I know the episode is shorter than a lot of them, but don't worry, tomorrow we'll get back to the standard 30 for 30 episodes. If you did like it though, be sure to leave a like. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. But above all else, I just hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Aiden of Blue Couch Productions, and I'll see you tomorrow for another brand new episode of 30 for 30. Bye-bye now.